My dear child, said the old storyteller, there are many ways to learn how to tell stories and how to use every tool in my toolkit. I could probably tell you about each one of them, but that would take a long time and you'd probably not find it very interesting. So I was thinking, if I told you a story, a familiar story, one that you already know, and I bring in all these elements and use all these tools in that story, and then tell you what tools have been used, you could probably use those tools on any story after that, and you would learn it faster. It would be a simpler way of learning. Does that sound interesting to you? Yes, it does, said the girl. I'd love to learn a story that way, and I want to listen to the story from you. Which story are you telling me? So the old man said, how about the story of the three little pigs? I've heard that before, but I'd love to hear it from you. It's one of my favorite stories. Great. So here goes the story, the way I would tell it. Listen to it carefully and see what are the different things that I am trying to do when I tell the story. Okay? There is no perfect way to tell a story. This is just my way. You can say it your way, but just listen to mine first. The story of the three little pigs. Once upon a time, in a farm far away, there was this lovely cozy home in which Mama Pig stayed with her three little piglets. The piglets were all very comfortable at home. They spent their days lazing around, and Mama one day called all of them together, the three of them together, and told them, "My dear children, I think it's time for you to go out into the world and make a living on your own. I want you to go out and build a house and see the world on your own terms." The piglets were a little scared initially. They thought of the world outside that they did not know. But then they were also excited to go into this new world and build a house for themselves. So they set forth. They said bye to Mama and set forth. As they moved around in the world, they remembered what Mama had told them, that they had to build a house. So they looked around for materials to build a house. The smallest piglet found some straw, and he thought, that's the easiest way to build a house. I could build a house with straw and go off to sleep immediately. For he was very fond of sleeping. So the youngest piglet quickly made a house with straw and began to stay there. The next piglet looked around and he found some twigs. That's also an easy way to make a house, he said. I could quickly make a house and go off to play. And so he took all the twigs and made a house. And off he went to play, for he was very fond of playing. The oldest piglet, though, looked around for bricks. He said, this is going to take some time building a house with bricks, but I'm going to be safe in it. So, as his brothers slept and played, the oldest piglet slowly built a house with bricks and began to stay there. They lived happily in their houses, not very far from each other. Until one day, along came a big, bad wolf. The wolf saw the houses and the piglets, and he thought, I'm going to eat them up one by one. So he went and knocked on the door of the first piglet, the one who had made the house with straw. And he said, little pig, let me come in. And the piglet was scared. He said, oh, no, not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin. And the wolf said, then I will huff and I will puff, and I will blow your house in. The little piglet was scared, and the wolf huffed and puffed and blew the house in. The little piglet ran for his life. He said, "Help, brother, help me." And he ran to the house of twigs where his brother stayed. The brother opened the door, let him in, and bolted the door. But the wolf was soon at their door, and the wolf said, little pig, let me come in." And the pig said, "No, no, not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin." And the wolf said, "Then I will huff, and I will puff, and I will blow your house in." And the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house in. The two little piglets were scared for their life. They ran to their brother's house, the house that was made of bricks. The brother opened the door, let them in, bolted the door, and soon the wolf was up at their door. And the wolf said, little pig, let me come in." And the oldest piglet said, "No, not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin." The wolf was surprised. The wolf said, "I will huff, and I will puff, and I will blow your house in." And the little piglet seemed most unimpressed. So the wolf huffed and he puffed, but he couldn't blow a single brick away. And so he puffed some more and he huffed some more, but he couldn't blow the house away. It was made of stones and bricks, a strong house. But this made the wolf very angry. Said, "I have to eat those pigs in any case." And he thought of a plan, because he was a clever wolf. He decided to climb up the roof and go down the chimney into the house. And as he began to climb, the oldest piglet noticed what was happening, and he thought of a plan himself. He quickly went down to the chimney. He lit a fire with the wood, and on the wood he placed a large bowl full of water. The water began to boil. And as the wolf came down the chimney, he fell straight into the water. Splash! Oh, ouch! He cried, "Help me!" But who would help a wicked wolf? He met his end there. The three pigs were safe, and they lived happily ever after. That's my story. Did you like it? If you did, then we're going to discuss the story in a little more detail